Yeah, what up, people? What's good? Welcome to my channel again. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification and put on your notification bell. So today I'll be talking about the lessons everyone can learn from the story of Olori Chanel, who is the ex-queen of the Iwo Kingdom that is presently ruled by Oba Rasheed adewale akanbi telu one of Iwo land. So the first lesson is that you have to take your life seriously. Yes, you have to take your life seriously, because if you don't take your life seriously, by the time you realize that by the time you realize things are getting worse and you are about to jump out, you might have lost almost everything that you could live with. You might have lost everything that you could live with. So I'm not here to say, okay, the Olori is right or the Olori is wrong, or the Kabi is wrong. But what I'm here to put out is that, according to Olori's narration, on the evening or on the night that they met, they met in the night at a party or something like that, and in the morning, she found Kabiyesi laying on her, trying to start some kind of sexual intercourse with her, right? So after she has protested, the Kabiyesi convinced her that, I'm going to marry you, you are going to become the Olori, you are going to become a queen, people are going to accord you with respect, you have a son for me, name him Odua, all these things like that. And she said she allowed him. Is that not consent? If things actually happened this way, right? What happened first was attempted rape. Which means the Kabiyesi attempted to rape her, according to what she narrated. According to her story, how she told her story, right? The Kabiyesi allegedly tried to rape her, right? And she protested. But eventually she gave the way to him and allowed him, which means that we can't, can we call that a rape totally? I think that is left for the lawyers to judge, right? But I think things would have been better, right? Or it would have been a better story if she could come out to say that she refused, right? And the Kabiyesi went ahead to do everything by force, till he finished. Not that he got to a point and I allowed him. No, you are not threatening with a gun. He didn't put a gun to your head. It is just by some physical scuffles, and for him to be trying to convince you, right? That means he's trying to use his word to change your mind, and your mind changed. That means it is not what he used to gain access to you. It's not just physical force, right? He convinced you, and he shoveled his way. How can I put that? Let me say he greased his way into things to reduce the friction of I don't this and that, and things went that way. So secondly as well, is that the second lesson that I want everyone to learn in this is that it's not everything that you can let go. It's not everything that you can let go. When such kind of a thing happen, can you imagine? You don't know him before, and on the first night, I don't have any problem with, sleeping with anyone on the first night. This is not to judge anyone like that. But the point was that you said it was a rape. You shouldn't have allowed him. Let's say, okay, you allowed him to finish, right? You still went ahead to marry someone whom you alleged to have raped you. That means you went ahead to, according to her, with her eyes wide opened, she went ahead to marry a rapist. Come on, what do you expect? Raping a woman is tantamount to almost every sort of assault. It's an assault. It's a bully. It is it's a hurt. It is, there's no bad, there's no bad adverb that you can't use to qualify such things, especially rape. There's no bad adverb that you can't use to qualify rape. There's no bad word, there's no bad qualification that you can't use for it. It is bullying, it is assault, it is everything bad. So you went ahead to marry such kind of a person. So what do you expect? You bought egg roll, and then you open it and you find egg inside. What do you expect to find? A cow fetus, or or a live chicken? You bought egg roll. You can't buy egg roll and open it and expect a live chicken now. Or well, like I don't know how I can explain this. It's a garbage in, garbage out thing. It's like the first night has actually shown you whom he is, right? Let's say maybe for one reason, or let's say you are ashamed, you are this, you are that, you couldn't report him, and eventually, let's say, I think I find the right word. He finessed you to carry on with the action, right? Are you going to come out to tell us that he finessed you to get married to him? He finessed you to get married to him, agreed. He finessed you to get married to him, and you stayed for more than 4 years. Come on, man, nigga. Look, this thing is not, well, I can't say it's not adding up. It can actually happen, but it might have happened, right? But I'm making this video not for you, but not for the Olori, but for the people out there to learn to know where to cut ties with people and know where to when to burn such bridge. Know when to burn bridges with people. After that night, and you fortunately didn't get pregnant, right? If you meet Oluwo and you didn't greet him, and you don't greet him, it is up to that. What he has done is up to that. If he actually did that too, and of course, if he actually did that, it is up to you. Like that offense or that action is bad enough for you to see a royal majesty, any royal majesty, who has actually raped a woman, it doesn't deserve a respect from such woman. That is if he has actually done that. But you went, come on. Not only that you are greeting him, you went ahead to marry such person. I beg, I beg. Well, then the third lesson that I'm going to be dishing out about this is to every woman out there. You must not prioritize outsiders' advice over the advice of your husband. And the reason why I'm saying is this, according to what the Olori narrated, everything is from what the Olori said. She narrated, that she narrated that the Oluwo of Iwo named her child, or of course his child as well, according to what she said, named their child Oduduwa, right? You are from Jamaica, you don't know anything about Yoruba culture as at then, like you said. So who are you to argue that your child is not supposed to be named Oduduwa? The father of the child said that is what he wants to name his child is Oduduwa, right? So if you want to protest that, of course you have the right. You are the mother of the child. If you don't want that kind of name, if you want to protest against such kind of a name, such thing, right? What you should do is to make your own research from credible sources, not from people who are saying Oduduwa is not a good name to name a child, and that was then, that was this. It's not a, the name doesn't suit a child that is born in this generation. All these things like that from people say public opinions. You have to make your own research and get the facts, right? And that will even show to your husband, right? This is to every woman out there, to show to your husband that you are not trying to, you are doing things, or let me say you are trying to support him, but you are getting your facts right. And I think that would impress him if the man is a good man. That would impress him, right? That will impress him to even listen to you, because you have gone far to bring out the things that he also probably don't even know, right? He has done his own research, I guess, maybe, let me say, judging from the unusual, let me say unusual, judging from a lot of unknown stories about the history of Yoruba and Oduduwa and all these cultural things that he used to dish out. A lot of times, most of these things are usually true. after making some researches and things like that, a lot of these things are usually true, right? So if you know you want to counter your husband, or you don't, let me say counter your husband, you don't want to, you don't want to submit to such idea that of naming your child as Ududua, right? Maybe you go to one professor, or you get a reference or someone to refer you to a reliable book that you're going to read, not just from this guy say this. Most people, and from the narration, this person say it is not good, this Olori from another kingdom said it's not good, one Yaloja, Yawalaje. And this was something that and as well, when she said, when Oluwo crowned her as the queen, when Oluwo put his crown on her head, right? A lot of people are criticizing, Oluwo is not supposed to put a crown on her head, right? And Oluwo claimed that Oduduwa put a crown on his queen's head. And now you as the queen, you are saying, that was then, it is the culture. So if anybody say that was then, not now, people are no more doing it anymore. Is the culture about what people are doing anymore? How many people are wearing dashiki anymore? Does that mean it's no more part of the Yoruba culture? That is it. If you think, okay, it is not right, right? If you think it is not right, you go to a reliable source, get your information right, and say, okay, daddy, or my husband, this thing is not as you think. You are going to place you are going to juxtapose and compare your arguments on a logical level. And I think from what I see about Oluwo, a lot of his contents, a lot of his content about history and things like that, I think he would be interested in reasoning along with you, even though he might not agree, but in reasoning and trying to take a second look and second consideration about these things. Most of this, you see, in marriage, anything that happens in marriage is hard to really, what's the name? But the point is that you have put this out, and judging from what she has narrated, she's not in such a position to be listening to what outsiders are saying. If you are going to listen to what outsiders are saying, that person that you are going to listen to must have something authentic related to what your husband has said. That's it. That person must be either a professor or someone who has some authority to say something about the history or to say something about the culture. So if you say you confirm something from one professor in UI or one was, and from what she said, she said a professor from UI or Ife actually commended Oluwo for crowning her as a queen of Iwo land, right? That it is that Oluwo has actually rejuvenated, or that Oluwo has recuperated some of the dead cultures and traditions of Yorubas. And the professor commended him. So if you think things are not supposed to be so, then you should bring that advice from someone who have authority. So from someone who, hold on guys. So from someone who has got from someone who has got the authority to give you the facts, right? You don't just wail on emotion. Why? Because whatever people say, what people are saying around the woman usually have an influence on their emotion, right? So you don't wail on emotion and start making your decisions about what people are saying. So that's it. That's a mistake from my own. That's a mistake that she has made on my own side. Even though that doesn't have anything to do on why the KBC allegedly bullied her. So that doesn't mean the KBC should be abusing her, should be committing some domestic violence actions against her or something like that. But the point is that this is a lesson that a lot of women out there have to learn as well. So the fifth lesson is this. The Olori said Oluwo is trying to that Oluwo is trying to get married to a woman from an influential family, and because of that, he is, I think, yes. What she was trying to put out is that Oluwo is trying to get married to someone from an influential, popular, or a rich family, you know, and she's trying to stigmatize him for that. That because he wants to use that person's money, because he wants to use that person's glory, because he wants to use that woman's such woman's popularity to shine or something like that. Well, this is what I would say about that. It is normal. This lesson is to the men and women out there. This is normal. Doesn't have anything to do. Okay? There are several reasons to marry a woman, and there are several reasons to marry a man. There's nothing like unconditional love. Only, let me say, how can I? Only the people who go for what they call unconditional love usually end up losing in life. I'm not going to lie. Even Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I'm not saying the Prophet married Khadija because of money, right? But one of the people who funded Islam at the ground, when Islam was at the ground level, right? When the Islam was just starting up, when there was no funding, when there was no anything, when the Prophet didn't even have money, right? Was Khadija's money. That was the first source of fund. That was the first that was the first what's the name? How do we call this? Sponsor. That was the first sponsor of Islam, right? Before the likes of Abu Bakr started trooping in with their supports and all these things, right? So saying marrying a woman for money doesn't make you a gold digger. Doesn't make you a good digger. So what makes you a good digger is when you marry a woman majorly because of the money, and after getting the money you have no reason to be staying there. But even it's one of, I think it's one of some of the prophets' word that there are several reasons to marry a woman. Beauty is one of them, religion is one of them, good behavior is one of them, the family, the influence of the family is one of them. You marry someone from Tinubu's family, you marry someone from Oshibanjo's family, from Buhari's family, Alaafin of Oyo's family, Emir of Kano's family, Sultan's family, Oluwo's family, Ajimobi's family, things like that is enough, or let me say it's a good reason to marry a woman as well, right? So, and as well, you can marry a woman because of religion. And the Prophet said that the best option is to marry a woman because of religion. That doesn't make that marrying a woman because of other attributes or because of other features is bad or makes you a bad person. So no. So if you are eyeing Tinubu's daughter, or you are eyeing Buhari's daughter, or anyone's daughter, or a rich man's daughter, or a influential family's, or a girl from an influential family, or a woman from an influential family, go on. So there's nothing like that. It doesn't make you a bad person, or it doesn't make you someone who is looking for jackpot or something like that, even though you are looking for jackpot. But carry on. Okay. And the fifth lesson that I'm going to be dishing out is that people who try too hard to compete with their mates can sacrifice anything for it. Yes, that's the point I want to make. The people who sacrifice anything, the people who try too hard to compete with their mates will sacrifice anything for it to compete with their mates. I have a lot of them as friends. I have a lot of them as family members. I have a lot of them as old friends that I've cut ties with. I don't have a lot of them as friends anymore. I don't even think I have. I have a few friends. And these guys are. So, but the people who try too hard to impress others or to oppress others as well, with a show off, not with the things they actually have. I also like show off. I'm not going to lie to you. I have show off. If I buy a Lamborghini today, come on, the only bad will know. I'm going to drive it through every federal government, state government, and local government streets in Ibadan. Let me tell you. People can say, I'm going to drive a Larry. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. That is it. So far, I bought it with my hard-earned money. Okay? So it's not anyone's business. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the people who try too hard, go out of their way, right? sacrifice a lot of time, a lot of resources. Time is the resources, right? Their attention, at times their money, into impressing others, into making sure they are keeping up with their mates. Oh, the people we finished from the same secondary schools together are doing this. The people we finished from the same university are doing this. The people we got a job together in one company that I've ever worked before, they are doing this. They are at this stage of life or something like. Look, you don't have the same destiny. And when you see the people who are doing this kind of a thing, they can sacrifice anything for it. If they have to kill you to get money to impress people, they will kill you. So from what she said, that Oluwo is trying to impress people. I don't know whether Oluwo is trying to impress people, right? But saying that only piques my interest into letting people know that if you have anyone who have low self-esteem and impressing others and peppering others, doing the pepper them thing is the only way that he used to boost his self-esteem, right? Validation from other people is what he used to boost his self-esteem, not how he carry himself, not how he see himself, what he see in himself, right? Even though seeing too much in yourself as well, even especially when there's nothing in yourself, it's actually dangerous and counterproductive. But when people who solely depend on outside validation, how people see me, go out and work and do the necessary things that you have to do to make money, right? You don't need to. The people you don't want them to see you, you should only hide for them if they are actually going to feed you if you go hungry. Since they are not going to feed you, then why don't you go out there and start hustling big time? So you are running here, running there. I don't want people to see me. I don't want people to see that I'm dirty. I don't want people to see that I'm broke. I don't want people to see that I lost money in business. A fool. Foolishness. Okay? When you see people who are doing that, do your best. Do your best in cutting them off. Why? Because they are going to hurt you a lot. They are going to compromise the trust you have in them, just to pepper others, just to make sure they shine, just to make sure that people are saying, you are the main man, you are the MVP. You are the this, you are the that. They will sacrifice. They can sacrifice anything for it. They can sacrifice their child for ritual, just to have money to do all these things. It is not actually the money. It is not the enjoyment. A lot of all these guys are suffering. A lot of people who are actually doing this are usually suffering. I know of someone who actually lost an election. This person is very close to me, so that's why. And this person, I suffered the effect of not distancing myself after seeing him getting into such things, getting into things like this. He lost an election, lost money, and this person is gathering all his savings and selling his things just to make sure that he's able to afford a new car, and people wouldn't think that wouldn't think that he has gone broke due to the money he lost in an election. That's a very dumb move, I think. That's a very dumb move. And when you see people like this, I will advise you to distance yourself from them. So you distance yourself from them. So sorry for what's the name? So you distance yourself from them. So that is the 5th lesson. So another video is coming where I'm going to be explaining the rest of the 5. Watch out. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.